stupid, stupid, and stupid!
You're so stupid!
Hello, and welcome to Government is Fucking Stupid. Today I'm coming to you from my backyard swimming pool, which isn't very big because my high school guidance counselor told me to follow my dreams, knowing full well he was talking to an 18-year-old kid whose dreams were fucking stupid, but here we are. Anyway, I'm just doing some basic maintenance, and as you can see, despite it being not very big or level, it is nice and free of algae. That's because I just monitor the chemicals and rely on a filter system that also circulates the water, and in my experience, anyone who follows just those two steps can keep their pool, any size pool, free of algae. And I'm not even a trained expert on water conditioning or pool maintenance. I just literally read the backs of the product containers, and somehow my pool is not green. So one would think that a company so specialized in the task of keeping water clean that they call themselves Green Water Services and boast about their patented high-tech nanobubble ozone technology on their website would be able to handle the job of keeping a body of water algae-free, especially if they were rushed a $1.7 million no-bid contract to do so. And yet, no. Now, a government contractor taking tax money to do a lousy job is nothing new at all. But in most cases, the contract was awarded to one company over another company or over several other companies that all bid against each other for that contract. This is how we get that quote that's alternately been attributed to infantrymen and astronauts that, remember, your equipment was built by the low bidder, because in most cases, that's who wins the contract. Back in my newspaper days, way back at the very dawn of the 21st century, I sat through countless hours of city council and township board and school board meetings as just part of the job. Because I didn't need my weekday evenings for things like dating anyway, because I made less money than a grocery store cashier at the time. But anyway, whatever it was those comparatively small bodies of government wanted to spend money on, they did so by going out for sealed bids. And then they would later, at a previously agreed upon very public meeting, open those bids, debate the various offers they got, vote upon them, again usually going with the low bidder, and then the police department would get its new cruiser, or a stretch of sidewalk would get replaced, or whatever it was the city was spending its money on. So for contracts for both the new filtration system at the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool and the painting of the inside of the pool to be awarded no bid is kind of fishy to begin with. So maybe let's just look at who those contracts went to. Oh, well, okay, that checks out. And so who got the $14.7 million, though, to paint the pool and then reseal it? Oh, for fuck's sakes. Okay, and while we're at it, whose fucking stupid idea was it to paint the bottom of the pool dark blue, which, I mean, who doesn't know that painting a pool bottom a dark color is going to warm the water above it, which only promotes algae growth? Whose fucking dumb idea was that?
You'll be very proud of, and it'll last for 50 to 100 years before you have to do anything with it. Very strong, powerful substance that we use. And we picked a color called American Flag Blue. We had color choices. And before it was just gray, it was the color of concrete and stone.
Well, did anyone else weigh in? Anybody with some expertise on this and maybe try to stop this idiot from doing this? Oh, is there anything else that this fucking idiot did that would have made it so that the too dark paint that was applied to the pool, which itself does sit on a spongy, marshy land that's held up by pilings, would fail?
I'm like, are they driving or just
for dramatic?
They're going in slow motion.
They're taking in the movie. Oh my god!
Roll the window down. Sorry.
Are you fucking kidding? kidding me right now? Okay, the level of stupidity here is really amazing. And let's just do some math that Trump obviously didn't do, okay? Now, the reflecting pool holds 4.5 million gallons of water. And water weighs right about 8 1/3 pounds per gallon. So let's just round down to 8 pounds per gallon to keep the math simple. Okay, so 4.5 million gallons of water at 8 pounds per gallon weighs about 52 million pounds. But the reflecting pool is pretty shallow. It's only 18 inches deep at its perimeter and only gets 30 inches deep in the middle. So those 52 million pounds of water are spread across 338,000 square feet of pool bottom. So this means each square foot of pool bottom is only responsible for supporting an average of 153.8 pounds of pressure at any given time. Again, the middle one's maybe a little more because it's deeper. Averaged out though, it's less than 200 pounds of pressure on any square foot of pool bottom. Now, for comparison, the weight of each of the 4 tire patches that an up-armored SUV rests upon exerts between 2,000 and 3,000 pounds of pressure, okay? And remember, the entire thing was built on a bloody swamp. So, the amount of damage driving a motorcade of up-armored SUVs along the freshly painted reflecting pool bottom had to have caused was just catastrophic. I mean, it had to have been. I mean, as evidenced by the fact that shortly thereafter, the fresh paint was just peeling off in giant sheets. And again, this was exacerbated by the return of the algae, which the Park Service zealously tried to combat by dumping copious amounts of industrial-strength hydrogen peroxide into the pool, which does do a great job of killing algae and other organic things, but it's also a main ingredient in industrial-grade paint stripper. So this probably didn't help the whole bottom pool situation any, especially having just been freshly driven upon by heavy up-armored SUVs for no readily apparent reason at all. But, you know, I mean, this is all very obvious, right? So at least the President of the United States would have the decency to just, and the maturity to just get out in front of this thing, admit that the cronies he hired f***ed everything up, and that his little stunt was probably a bad idea, and just do a mea culpa, right?
You'll never have a leak. It's very strong. You couldn't, if you had a knife, I don't want to give anybody ideas. If you had a knife, you can't even cut it. So strong, so powerful, it's like powerful rubber. They cut it up with a box knife and tried to destroy it. These people are sick. They ripped a scar 350 feet long through the side of the reflecting pool.
I swear to God, this fucking guy, right? I mean, I swear the purpose of this channel was not to just make fun of Donald Trump endlessly. I mean, I have a kind of an introductory video in the can about my whole point being that letting other people form a gang and govern you is what's fucking stupid, okay? And then the idea was I would just give examples of government stupidity going forward. But these examples of government stupidity that have come fast and furious here in the second quarter of 2026, there's just no way to not remark upon them. I mean, it's just noticeably stupid. And, I mean, okay, I get it. In all honest perspective, we are, at the end of the day, talking about a government monument to the government itself. A monument that the government just brilliantly decided to build upon a swamp. And so seriously, for all I care, the whole damn thing could
Burned down, fell over, then sank into the swamp.
But what makes this whole thing so remarkably disturbing, hence why I'm remarking upon it, is that the President of the United States has literally gone out of his way to just completely fuck up something that's pretty simple. I mean, again, we're talking about pool maintenance at the end of the day. And instead of just admitting to the fact that he did everything wrong imaginable in the process of trying to do this, he's gone on to fabricate this elaborate fiction about vandals attacking the pool. We've arrested people for who the hell knows what reasons. Now we've got the National Guard out there guarding it, and it's all fenced off, this whole rigmarole, rather than just admit that you screwed up. And that is what the problem is. That right there, that fundamental character flaw, that you're just going to resort to all that, it just reveals a huge lack of basic character and decency. And again, though, I mean, if I'm just talking about a monument to the government that I don't care about, am I making a big deal out of nothing? And no, I'm not, because this is, and it's beyond the millions of tax dollars already wasted on this. It comes down to what Literally everyone, from Marcus Aurelius to your Pee Wee League football coach, would tell you, how you do anything is how you do everything. And the fact that he just has this reflex, our president has this reflex to just lie and resort to cronyism, ignore rules and regulations and common sense, deflect, lie some more, and then waste government resources for no reason on this ongoing saga of the reflecting pool nonsense, is just kind of a microcosm of how he handles everything. I mean, for proof, just look no further than how he's handled everything. I mean, calling the Iran war half-assed is an insult to half-assery. The trade war that Trump started with China and is still losing, and I mean, instead of doing anything to fix that, he's just, soaking us taxpayers to bail out the farmers that were hurt by this lost trade war. I mean, the list goes on. His every dumb idea has consequences that ultimately get paid for by you and I, us peasant tax slaves. And instead of doing any of the fairly obvious things that are needed to fix these dumb mistakes, like ending the trade war with China or, not beginning a war with Iran, Trump just deflects and he blames the obvious consequences of his own actions on anyone else. And then he carries on just, as before, just gleefully fucking up literally everything he comes into contact with between naps. And instead of treating his responsibility as President of the United States with the sort of reverence that we like to believe our leaders have for the sort of power they wield, Trump has used the American taxpayer as his own personal piggy bank, just doling it out, our money, generously to his friends and neighbors and cronies. He can't keep a pool clean, but that's not even the point. He can't figure out how to pay someone else to keep a pool clean, using theoretically an endless batch of money. I mean, it's ours, but nonetheless, it's at his disposal. And when his fuck-ups become impossible to ignore, he'll just make up an endless series of lies to defend them. Think of the reflecting pool as a big-ass petri dish of how the entire Trump regime conducts itself. And frankly, something that disgusting does warrant commenting upon. And now I have done. And if you actually enjoyed this stupid shit, then please feel free to subscribe to the channel. And maybe even like and share this episode. I, on the other hand, will see you on the next one. And in the meantime, please don't be stupid.